Friend! Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. Once again, I am your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. And this is everything that happened on NXT UK during the 19th of December tapings in Liverpool, I think it was. So we're catching up on lots of backlogs of episodes. I've been really busy during December, so I've caught up in over Christmas, trying to get everyone up to speed for NXT TakeOver UK Blackpool. And so we're just going through everything that happened during doing what we do. And if you like the videos, click the subscribe button. You know what to do. I don't need to tell you all that. So this is NXT UK episode 17 and 18 all in one video. So let's get on with it, shall we? And your first match during episode 17 of NXT UK. 17 episodes of NXT UK. It's crazy. Features Jordan Devlin, a chap who took the UK champion Pete Dunne to the absolute limit a couple of weeks ago. Goes against the wild boar Mike Hitchman from Wales. Back and forth in this match. Hitchman is definitely gaining a little bit of momentum in NXT UK. I quite like his character. I think he's really, really cool, and he's got this sort of way of carrying himself that is quite wild, which does play into his character. Jordan Devlin is the ace and he walks around like he owns the place. He's the ace that owns the place. Trademarked. And like I say, there's initial back and forth in this contest. It does see Wild Boar come up short as he leaves, showing that he is one of the best nearly guys in NXT UK. Ireland's call is hit by Jordan Devlin for the win. Reasonably short match, very good opening match, leads to the standard I'm going to stand in the ring and talk by Jordan Devlin cutting a promo saying that he wants another shot at the NXT UK Championship. The second match of the evening features Fabian Aichner gaining some momentum in NXT UK, couple of wins, couple of losses, and he is going against another debutant in Eddie Ryan. Ryan telegraphs a dive early into the match, and this is countered into a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Aichner, showing that his power is definitely something to behold in NXT UK. And he controls the match with his power and his grace. Eddie Ryan tries to fly again and gets the upper hand. Now on the outside, you get the knee to the head on the steps again. Aichner then hits a spinning powerbomb for the win, and your winner gaining momentum going into future episodes of NXT UK is Fabian Aichner. And so your next match on episode 17 of NXT UK features Mustache Mountain versus the new team of Saxon Huxley and Tyson T-Bone. Saxon Huxley has not had a good time picking partners, with Sam Gradwell going on the injury shelf and Joseph Connors turning his back on him. Third time's a charm, and this one seems to be pretty good with Tyson T-Bone. Both quite powerful guys, and they fit each other's styles really, really well. Obviously Mustache Mountain are the veterans of the UK NXT scene, having been around, both of them, since the inaugural UK Championship tournament back in the early part of 2017, I believe it was, with Bate becoming the first ever NXT, first ever WWE UK champion. I don't know if they're going to change that name, but they might change the title. I hope they don't, because I really like the title, even though this is the Prediction League title. Won incidentally by Ben Cocker. The Cock has won for the second time in 3 seasons of the Prediction League, so congratulations to Benjamin Cocker, who we might see on the channel in future shows, who knows. But yeah, Moustache Mountain picks up the win on this one with an assisted Snapdragon suplex. Basically the rebound clothesline into a Snapdragon suplex from Moustache Mountain puts T-Bone and Saxon Huxley away. They gain momentum going into the inaugural NXT UK Tag Team Tournament. And yeah, like I say, good showing from Tyson T-Bone and Saxon Huxley, showing that they can coexist. I wasn't sure that they would, but they've shown that they can, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the future. After the match, Moustache Mountain are celebrating. We go to a segment in the back where Dave Mastiff is being interviewed, saying that first question says basically, you're now the established monster of NXT UK. He is then attacked by Eddie Dennis. Eddie Dennis going full on Welsh on Dave Mastiff, throwing his head into the fire exit and then walking away. Obviously takes losing not so well, leaving Dave Mastiff in a heap. This leads to more matches later on in NXT UK, and this rivalry is definitely not finished. So we go on to the main event, which would feature the NXT Women's Championship, the NXT UK Women's Champion Rhea Ripley versus Isla Dawn. Isla Dawn obviously claiming her #1 contendership last week on NXT UK in the last episode. Dawn shows a lot here. We're not seeing a lot of Dawn. She's only picked up a couple of wins in NXT UK. Didn't do very well in the Mae Young Classic tournament. But we're seeing something different from Isla Dawn in NXT UK. Controlling Rhea Ripley early on in the match. Showing that she can strike, she can be focused, she can get the upper hand on the much stronger Rhea Ripley and the champion Rhea Ripley, who doesn't need to pin Isla Dawn to keep the championship. She could go full on heel and run away. She obviously won't. She's very much a fighting champion, and this is her first official defence of that championship. Rhea Ripley goes for the inverted Texas Cloverleaf move on Isla Dawn. She then gets out of this and doesn't get much offense in before Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide for the win. Good showing from Isla Dawn in this one. Being that it's the main event of an NXT UK taping as well, puts the ladies right on top of NXT UK in my opinion, or at least on level par with the men's division anyway, which is what they're after these days. In 2018, 2019, it's what's to be expected. But a really good show for episode 17. We're going to move on to episode 18, which was filmed on the same day. And so we move on to episode 18, filmed on the 19th of December 2018. Starts off with a women's division match featuring Toni Storm. The returning Toni Storm had a minor injury to deal with before coming back, and she is going against the youngster in Charlie Morgan, hoping to prove something by picking up a massive win over Toni Storm. There's a low drop kick to end the first encounter between the two, a basement drop kick, and Storm then gets on top of the match, controlling the match, controlling Charlie Morgan, going into the rest of the match. And STF hits an STF on Morgan. Morgan then counters this and charging Storm into the steps, step up Enziguri, and a camel clutch. And this is countered by Storm. Lots of resting holds, lots of submission attempts. It's countered by Storm, and there's an exchange of strikes. Both ladies like to strike, like to show their striking ability. There's a German suplex by Toni Storm, a hip attack into the corner, and this is finished off with a Storm Zero. Toni Storm picks up the win quite convincingly over Charlie Morgan and puts her hat into the ring for a number one contenders match against Rhea Ripley, the current and reigning and defending NXT UK Women's Champion. Next we see another tag team division match in the build up to the inaugural crowning of the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. See Zach Gibson and James Drake going into the ring again as partners, as the grizzled young veterans, against Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. Early on, Flash Morgan Webster gets the edge, quick tags to Mark Andrews, and they're controlling the match completely until again Gibson gets that hot tag. There's an attack to the outside from James Drake and Zach Gibson, and this picks up the momentum for them. There's a Cobra clutch inside the ring trying to ground the high-flying duo of Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. Webster hits an inverted Hurricane Runner on James Drake as he gets back into the ring. There's a double Stun Dog Millionaire after an attempt at a double suplex from grizzled young veterans, and Eichner then comes down to interfere in the match. The very well documented rivalry between Morgan Webster, Eichner and Mark Andrews, building momentum going into NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. Gibson manages to get the Shankly Gates on Mark Andrews. Andrews doesn't realise that Gibson is the legal man. Shankly Gates is locked in. There's no way out of this. Mark Andrews rather has to tag out to the Shankly Gate, and Gibson and Drake pick up another win. Very, very impressive here in NXT UK so far. The next match features another women's division match with two ladies who have struggled to pick up wins in NXT UK, featuring Killer Kelly, the veteran of NXT over in the States, and Nina Samuels, who has not picked up a win and had lots of high profile matches so far in NXT UK. So we've got two ladies who want to prove that they can put wins together on the show, and it shows in this match. Samuels has always had this edge up to her, and she shows it here, going against much more veteran-like person in WWE, in Killer Kelly, having lots of experience of the WWE style of wrestling. Samuels plays possum early on in the match and gains an advantage, drawing Killer Kelly into into a move, and this then lets Nina Samuels focus on body parts, and leading to an eventual win from Nina Samuels, showing that Killer Kelly, although she's experienced, she has a little bit of youthful inexperience against the much older Nina Samuels and much more well-travelled Nina Samuels in the world of professional wrestling. Nina Samuels is dirty in this match, very dirty playing, showing that her heelish tendencies are nothing to be sniffed at. She rams Killer Kelly into the turnbuckle before hitting a neck breaker on Killer Kelly for the win. And yeah, quite impressive here. Nina Samuels finally picking up a win. Killer Kelly still looking for that first win to get her hat into the ring for the NXT UK Women's Championship. So we move on to the main event, which features another member of Gallus in Joe Coffey, and he takes on Travis Banks. Travis Banks has a grudge against all three members of Gallus after they took him out and put him on the shelf with an injury. This is the second of the three they faced in recent weeks, but ultimately comes up short in this match. Travis does get the early advantage, but unfortunately, after getting that momentum, tries a dive, gets clocked with a European uppercut, going outside of the ring. After he tries to fly, Joe Coffey is then completely in control, sending Travis Banks shoulder first. His injury is on his shoulder first into the barricade, Cesaro style, Antonio Cesaro style into that barrier. There's a full Nelson that's not fully locked in. Travis Banks managing to stop the lock, stopping Joe Coffey locking his fingers to put on the hold properly. Travis comes back then with some high octane offense on Joe Coffey, which Joe Coffey has told Gallus to stay in the back. He wants to do this match. He wants to win this match on his own, which is showing. There's a second dive which Travis Banks does hit this time, and a double stomp off the top onto Joe Coffey leads to a near fall. Can't get the win. Joe Coffey then hits the bells to get the win, which is a spinning lariat under the chin. Takes out Travis Banks. Joe Coffey gets the win clean again, showing that he should be in the number one contenders position for the NXT UK Championship, or the WWE UK Championship, and he's certainly gained a little bit of momentum for him and his colleagues in Gallus with this win. And so that is everything that happened in NXT UK during the tapings on the 19th of December 2018. Once again, we are trying to catch up on the shows, so these videos will be released one after the other. So you can catch up going into NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, which is happening on the 12th of January 2019. So we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click that subscribe button, drop kick that notification bell, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Leave us a comment down below, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up to show us that you are enjoying the content that we're putting out. Lots more to come in 2019. It's going to be a fantastic year. So once again, you are the Cheap Shot Nation. I have been your host Luke, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.